Today's episode is brought to you by Hardscape Ceiling Supply, your go-to source for top-tier ceiling products made for the grind. Whether you're protecting pavers, concrete, or natural stone, they've got the gear and guidance to help your jobs last longer and shine brighter. Trusted by pros who know the difference. From prep to finish, seal the deal with Hardscape Ceiling Supply. From cleaning to sealing, restoration to protection. They support pros who know the difference. Available exclusively at Daytona Pressure North, located at 2323 North State Street, building number 138, Bunnell, Florida. And tell them you heard it here on the Clean Humor Podcast.
This November 4th through the 5th, the Panhandle Expo takes over Panama City Beach. The #1 free event for pressure washing and soft washing contractors. Learn from the best in the industry with powerful training sessions that will sharpen your skills and help grow your business. Experience top vendors, hands-on demonstrations, and the latest equipment live and in action. Network with contractors from across the country at the Edgewater Beach and Golf Resort. November 5th and 6th. Registration is free, but spots go fast. Register today at panhandleexpo.com.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday evening. I'm Anthony here with Trudy on the Clean Humor Podcast. Hey, guys, if y'all ain't heard this big news yet, something's going down in Panama City Beach, November the 5th and 6th. It's called the Panhandle Expo. We're going to have some live training down there. It's free event, so go to www.panhandleexpo.com and get registered for that event. Something else that's happening during this event, I don't know if it's full yet, but PWNA is giving away free certification. That would probably be the 5th, I'm thinking.
It's the 4th. The 4th.
The 4th?
Yeah, they're doing it on the 4th, and it's certification on safety. Okay.
And but y'all just go to panhandleexpo.com and get registered for that event. Let's go down there and make this one of the biggest ones we've had yet. Our guest tonight is an old friend, one of the OGs of the industry, one of the great minds that you just ever have time just to talk with him on the phone, just to pick at, aggravate. Love him to death, even though he is a Georgia Bulldog fan, but he's my buddy. He's my mentor. Give me good quality advice sometimes too. Mr. Judd West, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you, sir. I think we need to start this off right. I'm the only one that didn't get my hair cut for the show, and I apologize.
Oh.
Trudy's hair looks good, and yours looks cut.
It kind of helped you a little bit there, Anthony.
It did.
Adam?
There we go. That works. Yeah, I like that better. But the Panhandle Expo, it's not only about the event. You can get on there. There's training videos, there's educational videos, there's blogs. You can ask questions, email. There's so much more than just registering for the event. And when we do in-house events, it's going to be on there also. So, even if you're not coming to the event, get on the panhandleexpo.com, because Tricks of the Trade videos on there, videos from trainers from last year's events on there, the blog, some information, educational information's on there that you can read. So there's more than just the event. So it's the expo isn't just about one thing, it's about a lot of things. So get on there, look it over, and maybe there's something there that you can learn or see that you've never seen before or heard of before, because we all do things different, and you think you're doing it right, and then you find a better way because somebody told you. I've learned so much stuff just from networking at events that I'm like, man, I've been doing it the hard way for 20 years. What's wrong with me? Now it's an easier way, and Judd is the man at the event that's going to show you these gadgets.
Make your life easier.
Yes, these gadgets is going to make you more efficient and make your time, and make it easier. You're not putting so much strain on your body you're doing it efficiently, you're making more money, you're not damaging your body because you have these gadgets that he's going to explain. So, Judd, can you tell us a little bit about your class?
Yeah, it's not a class per se. It's an event where we share, and you, the very first one we did in Atlanta, well, actually, that's where I met you. We didn't do a class. We did the next year. We did the show down at your place.
Yep.
I was going to teach. I was going to teach, and I realized after about 10 minutes of my monotone voice, that's not a very good way to do it. So what we do is we'll pick up an item, different items like a ball valve here, something like this, and I'll talk a little bit about it, and then we'll open it up to everybody that's there, and it could be anywhere 30 to 50 people, and we'll talk about the different ways to use this and why you can. Some people watch houses with just a ball valve. Which, there, and that's one thing I learned by doing this expo for the last 4 or 5 years we've been doing it, and it's there's no wrong way to contact the press. Now there's certain things you don't want to do from a best practice standard, but as far as your process, whatever's easiest for you, whatever's easiest for me, that may not be easy for you.
Right.
But it's different things like downstreaming versus extra. We talk about that and we go into different, even though an extra is a downstream, it's just in a different location and has different positives and different negatives. We talk about swivels and shooter tips and things like that. We go over all the stuff that people kind of see on different websites or on different videos where they never pulled the trigger on one and they've never seen it do, and how they could be used differently than just what they're designed for. So that's some of the things we go. I think we go into different things like rinse out, things like that to rinse out your injector, which is really a must.
And what really got me the first time that Judd did this event, I was in the background with him, kind of helping him a little bit. And you'd be surprised that the people didn't even know what the ball valve was used for.
Yeah,
I was blown away that they was. I'm not going to put a percentage on it, but there was a lot of guys out there that was like, well, "Why I need that for?" And so you never know what you're going to learn when you go.
And I use the ball valve because I have the ball valve on the swivel at the end of my gun, or the backside of my gun, and I hold the ball valve because it's shut when I'm walking. I grab it and I pull with the ball valve instead of putting that much pressure on a polygun, because you've got that ball valve that's solid,
right,
and then you got the polygun, and a lot of guys just grab the gun and they're pulling their hose and putting all that stress on that polygun. I always just grab the ball valve, just grab it, just run with it, and so you're not pulling with that polygun or that, the 1/4-inch lance, which may be aluminum or stainless. You're not pulling with that, and it makes your equipment last longer if you're not putting that much stress on your equipment.
And also, you talked about the swivel. You'd be surprised at people that don't use the swivel line.
Right.
So when they're pulling their hose out to the back of the house, instead of the swivel spinning and unraveling so it doesn't pull up, they have to constantly fight like I don't have, here it is. Just they had a hose here. They have to constantly turn.
Yes.
So it wears your shoulder out.
Been there, done that.
It slows you down, and it also fatigues you over time. So if you had a swivel,
Mm-hmm.
and the only thing I do different is I have my gun, and then I have my ball valve, and I have a hose, and then I have my swivel. So now I grab the that 4-foot hose, because 90% of the time, that's where my hose busts.
Yeah, right at the edge.
When it goes, so now I'm just toting it. So now it's spinning down on the ground and not in my hand. So I don't even feel it spinning. And that's something I show at the show as well. It doesn't make it right. It just, to me, it works for me better.
It's a preference. And a lot of guys, their hoses burst, and then you look at their hose reel, and then they got the 90 down. So your hose, every time you roll up your hose reel, it kinks. We put a 45 and turn it sideways and lay the hose across so it doesn't kink, because that's, like you said, that's where it's going to blow.
Yep.
And the more once again, the more stress you put on your equipment, your hose, your poly fittings, anything, that's where it's going to fail. It's not a failure as a piece of equipment. It's just, it fails because of how it's set in there and how it's being used.
Right. But we go over, wands. We go over like the big yellow noodle, the extension wand, and why you probably shouldn't use it. But it does have a use if you have one.
Right.
And different things like that. We talk about the extensions. We talk about brushes and pump spray. Things that most people take for granted, but a lot of them people don't use it.
Right.
And it's a good to have on your trailer at all times.
But with the equipment we got out now, I think the extended poles, I think them are probably obsolete by now. I mean, because we got the equipment out there now, we reach higher than the pole even reached. So
yeah, but if you put extension and you got a wasp nest on a 4th story, it does help you with a 0 tip on that pole. Now the problem is when you let go of the trigger, that thing's going to sway.
better not be close to them windows.
Right. But we go over all that stuff. But what's really good is there's 9 other, or I don't know how many other outdoor expo. I don't want to hate to call it training, but outdoor expos that I do one and you do pump maintenance or whatever you do. What all's going on this time? Did we change it up?
So this time we've got a lot more outside demonstration time, which is awesome.
Hey, John.
We shut it down to 4 circuit trainings just because we wanted to give you guys more time. 45 minutes wasn't a lot of time. So we've got you with the gadgets. We've got window washing with AJ Locklear. We've got Kyle again doing troubleshooting, maintenance, and repairs on equipment. And then we've got PW&A's doing chemical safety. So they're Tuesday night trainings all about certification for safety, roof ladder, all that. But during the circuit training, they're going to be focusing on chemical training, because I know I've accidentally mixed acid with SH, and I thought I was going to die. I must have coughed for 45 minutes straight, and that was just from just inhaling at one time.
Right.
So they're going to be doing that. And then Thursday, we're going to have platinum property protection with the industry paint issues. We're going to have marketing, and it's going to start out with marketing. When I started, when we didn't have all this next door, all the Google ads, all the internet and all that, way back in the day when you had to actually physically do the marketing. And so people that don't have a lot of money or starting out, we're going to give them tips on how to do this. And then we're going to have Jared there. He's going to talk about the Google ads and all the technical stuff and all the new age stuff that I have no idea about. I'll still send out postcards and knock on doors, but he's out there slinging it, which is good because there's so many variables to this. And then we're going to talk to Connie Phillips is also going to be doing the insurance again, which was a huge hit because a lot of people have no idea what's covered in their policy, and a lot of things, unless you got E&O, errors and emissions, you're not covered for anything that you're going to do. So we've got that. We've got a lot of demonstrations. We've got a lot of experts. We've got, the social is going to be great. The networking is going to be great. We're trying, we're trying to bring in quality. I could bring in a whole bunch of people to do stuff, but I want everybody to have an option and a chance to do everything. So I want everybody to want to, if they want to see it, they can do it. I don't want them to have to pick. Should I do safety or should I do marketing? It's like, no, you can do it all. And so that's the lineup this year. I'm excited. It's great. It's going to help a lot of people. On Tuesday night, we've got more intensive classes. We got the PWA doing certification on safety. We got Greg Tatum. I think he's going to do certification on paver sealing. And then we have Stephen Golightly that's going to be doing striping. So they're going to be like a 3-hour module so you can learn more than just the circuit training. You know, this is the basics. They're going to go right into it and give you all the information. So there's something for everybody. I don't care if you started yesterday or started 20 years ago. You're going to learn something here.
Yeah,
And it's set up where there ain't going to be class overlapping classes.
Yeah.
I think it's what Judd was asking.
yeah,
Because the schedule, I mean, it's got like the showroom floor opens at 8:35, or the first class going to start at 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning, and then you got 10:15 the next class,
Yeah.
to 11:15, 11:30 the next class starts, and it ends at 12:30, and then we go to lunch. So I mean, it's going to be you're going to have time to get to 1, 2, or 3, or 4, wherever you want to go. It ain't going to be. They're going to run another.
Chance to go to the bathroom, grab a drink. I mean, we're not going to force you. We're not going to chase you and say you need to be here right now. You know, if it's something you don't want to learn about, you don't have to be there. Go in the showroom floor, talk to the suppliers, ask about their equipment, ask about their chemicals, learn from them because they are ultimately the experts. We're the end users.
Yeah.
So with them being there, Judd's going to have items out there they're going to show you, but the people inside, they manufacture this. They're going to know the ins and outs. If something you don't like about it, you can go tell them and say, hey, you know, I've had this issue with this product. And they're going to take that and they're going to think about it. Then they're going to test it. And if it's actually something that's a problem, they're going to fix it. So it's a you know, give and take. Actually, it's a give and give. Actually, it's not a give and take. It's a give and give. Everybody gets something from this, even the manufacturers. So, I mean, it's awesome. And for people like Judd to donate his time and his knowledge and his expertise, and he's out there using this stuff. He's not just willy-nilly. I was like, oh, look, I found this, and this is how good it is. He actually uses it. We've all used it. All these people training and speaking have been out in the field for years. They're experienced. They're knowledgeable. They know what they're doing. They've used the stuff they're talking about, and that's what makes this event different than others. Because you talk to Judd, and he's got that ball valve. I guarantee you that's on his rig. I can guarantee you, and it's all on his flow pro.
And extra ones.
Yes, an extra one. Yeah, backup for your backup.
Backup for your backup.
How many training sessions am I doing?
4. We dropped down to 4, so you got 4 hours, not 6.
On the first day, and on the second day, am I doing any?
Second day, you can hang out with us at the Panhandle booth and talk about your Flow Pro, and if they got questions about that, or just go around and network. I mean, everybody knows you. Everybody's going to want to talk to you.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
we'll make sure of it. We'll put a big question mark on your back that says, talk to me.
The best thing is
Mr. Flow Pro.
The best thing you did, and we'll talk about Flow Pro in a minute, but it's going from 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
So we routinely, every
He's running over every time.
Yeah,
every time.
every training session was, and that's why we dropped it from 4 to 6, and we have that layover time if people has questions, you know, and you have time to recoup, and you have time to go potty and get a drink of water. You know, it's you know, we're not trying to overwork people. We want everybody to enjoy and everybody to learn from each other.
This may not be the right time to say this, but you know, I don't know what you've told people, but we are giving away a Flow Pro at the show.
Oh, we are.
And it's
Okay.
going to be the Gen 5 Flow Pro
Woo!
with the 100% waterproof remote that has lighted buttons. So
Nice.
So it's, in fact, whenever I use this and it gets dirty, I just put it in water and wash it off and go about my business. I don't even have to worry about it anymore. So, which is good, and it's got
Yeah.
a lot of features on it. So, and
Well,
it's
thank you. Thank you for supporting the event.
it's gonna
We
be
appreciate it.
it's gonna be everything I sell that goes with it. So it'll be probably $1,500 worth of stuff.
Wait, I thought I heard him say he was sending it.
I'm gonna send it to Anthony to put in the show.
Anthony will take it home.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, this is not about FlowPro, but I did want to say that we try to do something every year, and we do donate our time, and
You do.
and it's something I enjoy doing, and I never would have done it, with it, with your help, but also Ron pushed me to do it because I don't even like doing podcasts because I don't like getting in front of a camera. I don't like talking to people.
Well, you can't tell.
Well,
I don't either. But look
That's
at me
why.
now.
That's why he keeps going.
But so it's a good thing, and
We love it.
It helps me grow, and that's why I do it, and things like that. So, but yeah,
But you know what? I think the best gadget on all our trailers and skids is the FlowPro.
well, I appreciate that.
Definitely.
I mean, my trailer was the last one to have one, and then I had to use a skid for something. Something was wrong with the trailer, and I was on the third balcony on the beach side, and the truck was like, I don't know how far away. It was so far away, and I was on this tiny balcony, and I'm like, Shane's like, hit the button. I'm like, what? He goes, listen to it beep, and I'm like, I think it was Gen 1. It was the first one you made.
Yeah.
And I'm listening, and it beeps, and I'm spraying, and all of a sudden it's just water. I'm like, I don't have to run down 3 flights of stairs and hit the button and run back up. What is this? So then I started gaining weight because, I lost all the steps that I was gaining from running up and down. But, I mean, it's not cardio, it's a button. So, but it is a time saver. It's efficient, and it works.
Well, we can put you back to manually. I mean, if you want to, when you go back to washing.
It's been good. It's been. I mean, I hear that all the time, and obviously I see it. I mean, I did it for the same reason. I developed it for the same reason. Is I'm basically a lazy person though, and when I was on I did a lot of apartment complexes for 8 or 9 years. That's all I did, traveling in 5 states doing that, and I got tired of yelling at somebody or calling them and them not being where they're supposed to be. And I certainly wasn't walking down 3 flights of, down the breezeways to go do it. And I said, there's got to be a better employee, and there is. and go ahead.
In Florida and the southern states, by the time you spray soap, because you have to do it in the sections because it's so hot, but by the time you spray it and you run all the way to your truck and you turn your knob for just, I like to rinse with my soap nozzle, so I have a little 3-way ball valve.
Yep.
I don't like using pressure in porches or anything at all. But by the time you run down there, turn it off, and you run back up, it's dry. In the summer it's dry, and then you've got all this white stuff on the windows, and you're like, please come off, and you're rinsing.
You gotta respray it to get it.
You gotta run back down there 3 flights of stairs around the corner down to the 7-Eleven and turn you down.
That's the way Anthony and I became friends. To be honest, he bought 2, I think, 1 or 2 to begin
Bought
with.
2 of them. I got them from Trudy. I had to talk her into letting me have them until we got the job finished in Montgomery.
Well, I mean, it was the only 2 we had, so I mean, I hold on to those things. We hide them now for real.
She threatened my life. She said, if you don't pay me, I'm gonna kill you.
And the funny thing was, Anthony we all grow, okay? And I don't mean this, this is going to sound bad, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but when he bought the FlowPros, he didn't take care of his equipment like he does today. And he didn't have a good experience to begin with. And I don't know if you tell that, but
I'll tell it. It was so bad, I put my injector above my actuator. So if it was to leak there, for any reason, it's going to leak down on it. I had so many actuator problems that the salt would get down in the actuator, the SH, and clog it up, and the ball valves wouldn't turn all the way to close or open them all the way to put it in bypass or rinse. I've taken them apart and everything. I even got brain stupid one day and said, "This thing ain't working, Judd." He said, "Flip the button on the side of the remote, dum dum."
But
So
it
this show is what not to do with the Flow Pro, right? Is that
Yeah.
don't
okay.
run it under your swivel or your injector.
Right.
And let it,
The best thing to do is set it away from
yeah.
that.
And I replaced it, and then it had a problem again, the same thing. And you know, now I'm out to Flow Pro because I'm going to replace it again because that's just the way Flow Pro does. And I said, but
Let's see what's going on.
I said, before I replace it, we looked at his trailer. I said, we're going to relay out your trailer. And my knowledge, he probably hadn't had any more of those issues at all.
No.
That I know of. And that was 3 or 4 years ago. So, but let's get back on task.
Yes. The event.
And the gadgets. And I think most everybody, either new or experienced, picks up something. And you know, from just us talking. And what's really good is when we got 30 or 40 people talking, you know, just trying to come up with different things on an injector or whatever. I've learned it probably as much as they have. And I said, no, I'm gonna try that. And I'll go back and try it. And if I don't like it, I don't do it. But there's several things that I do, and I'm trying to think of one that I do now. But there's several things I do because of that class that I wouldn't be doing if I didn't have the class.
So my trailer's got a 2 9-gallon-a-minute machines on it, and we have a skid with an 8-gallon, a skid with a 10-gallon. Now on the 8 and the 9-gallon-a-minute machines, we run a 2.1 injector. On the 10, we run a 2.3. Now I talked to a lot of people, and they're like, no, it's not rated for that. But I get just a little bit more pull. And what confuses people is when you have a J-rod, the smaller the orifice, it doesn't pull chem. So how does the smaller orifice in an injector pull more chem, Judd? How does that work?
Well, I mean, that's one of the orifices there.
Mm-hmm.
Have to have one out. The chemical injector, whether it's a 1.8, 2.1, 2.3, 2.5, is going to pull the same vacuum. It's on any of those. It's going to pull the same coming to the bars. The difference is how much water is coming through here. It's like this is merging into a highway. And if the highway has less water, it's going to maximize this.
Gotcha, it's going to pull more chem. I gotcha.
That's a good analogy. But the more this restricts the flow, the little bit more pull you'll get. Now you can go too small and it won't pull anything, or you can go too big and it won't pull anything. Now the advantage of this, like you said, of this is you get a little more pull, but you can also use more hose length.
Yes.
And so you can pull maybe 300 feet or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But I've pulled. I mean, usually
I pulled 350.
So when
on there and it not pull.
On my 9, we always ran 200 foot, but when we needed that extra 50 foot, I couldn't get the chemical. But since we dropped down to 2.1, I have no problem pulling chemical with 250 foot on my 935 with the 2.1.
Now, what people need to understand is there is a little trade-off. So when you drop down to a smaller nozzle, you lose a little bit of distance and probably flow. And that's why most people that run a smaller injector, do it on a bypass. Mm-hmm. That way you lose a little bit of distance while applying mix.
Yeah.
But you get it back, you get full flow when you're rinsing because you're bypassing the injector altogether.
Gotcha. And while we're talking about bypass injectors, I have a lot of guys ask me, what's the difference between the injector on a bypass at the bottom and the the injector on the bypass on the side? Is there any difference? Is it going to ruin the flow? Is it going to change the pull? What's it doing?
I assume you're meaning on the bypass where you
on the bypass. It's the
right.
little bypass.
So when James Fallhaber first came out with the bypass, he put the injector in the middle and put the valve on the loop. And he and I talked about this, and thanks to him, or we would never have a flow probe. You would think about that. You know, we would never have a flow probe if we didn't have the bypass. So, but anyway, when he did it, he, for lack of a better answer, he thought maybe that, going straight, you might pull a little bit better than going up and around and then through a 90.
Pull the chemical better?
Yeah, he thought.
Yeah. Okay.
But in reality, I've tested it several times, both ways, because I ran it that way for almost 5 years. And then I changed it. I saw the light. Everybody, all the new kids on the block wanted it on the loop.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. In fact, I'm about to make a change to the way I make mine again. I put the injector on the inlet side.
Mm-hmm.
But it may make more sense to put it on the outlet side.
Right.
So, because one of the problems you may experience if you run a bypass long enough is the ball valve wears out over time, and it mimics an injector problem. So the first thing they're going to do is put their injector trying to see, and then, well, the injector works. I've changed it, and it's still not working now, and all this. So it would be easier if it was on the outlet side. All I have to do is disconnect that hose, that loop, and then put it in rinse mode, where the water will go straight, or mix mode. That way, water will come out the loop, and if any water comes out straight, then we know it's a ball valve fault. So it's a much easier check. So I'm probably going to start making them that way. I need to be honest.
Yeah, because I actually, like, what was it, last week, I had a guy message you, and I'm like, Judd, what's happening? And it was actually that. It was the ball valve that went bad and not the injector. He's like, I'm not pulling chem, I got my bypass, and I'm just like, I was going through everything I could go through. I'm like, I'm at a loss. I don't know. So Judd called him and fixed it, but it was the ball valve that failed and not everything else.
Right.
So, I mean,
even though it looks like the injector, that's a bypass problem, not a flow flow problem.
Right.
It's going to happen on any bypass.
But of course,
it's connected to the Flow Pro, so it's going to be a Flow Pro problem.
That's what I was going to say. It doesn't matter if it's the quick connect loses the O-ring, it's leaking. It's a Flow Pro problem.
Yeah, it is, and that's okay.
What's up, Jared?
Anyway, I'm going to make that change. That way they don't have to unscrew it, from the key. They can just pop it right off the injector and put it in mix mode, and water should only come out there. It should not come out the key. And that's a good way. Hopefully people watching tonight or watching this video later will say, hey, that could be my problem. After you check an injector once or twice, go ahead and check that.
Why don't we do that at the show and we'll do a live video of it?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so, I mean, Judd, you go over that too. When you talk about the gadgets, you also talk about the failing of the gadgets, like not troubleshooting, but, if it does this could be the problem. I know I've heard you talk about that before, just like we just did. It's like, hey, if your injector's not pulling, you put a new injector. Might be backwards, or it could be something else. But most of the time, all the calls I get, I just bought a new injector and it's not pulling. I like turn it around and call me back if it doesn't work. And most of the time it works.
Yeah.
But I know you go over that in your class. You talk about the I think what do you have, 3 or 4 float valves that you go over and you talk about when they stop working and what's best and not what's best, but how they're different.
Yeah, they're different. And I sell a float that I made, but it's not for everybody.
Right.
I mean, if you're running, 4 10-gallon-a-minute machines and stuff like that, you need a Job or a Hudson. People knock the Hudson, but the Hudson will do 50 gallons a minute if you can do it.
Yeah, that's all we use is the Hudson on all our stuff.
But for the small contractor like me that only runs one machine at a time, maybe 2 every once in a while. I do have 2 on my trailer, but and they're 7 gallons a minute machines. My flow will allow 10 or 12 gallons a minute in, but it also compensates. It doesn't. Where the Hudson drops down 5, 6, 7 inches in the tank, you lose that much capacity. Where
That's gallons.
you have some of mine. I think you have a float of mine, don't you, Anthony?
I got 2 of them on my tank.
And it goes to the very top, so you don't lose any capacity.
Yeah.
Which is good. But going back to the and talking about injectors, we're talking about them and the if this happens, turn it around, like you said. That's the first thing you do. Check your arrows. Make sure you got going in the right direction. And then, secondly, the spring could stick. The spring could stick inside the bar here. Check that. See if that works. Then, as these get older, and that's why I brought this for tonight, because I figured we may touch it. These, I don't know how good you can see that. These wear out. They start right in here. They start getting bigger and bigger, and when they get bigger, you don't pull chemical. And the reason that does that is pressure, I guess, too. Yeah. But chemical coming through there and chemicals sitting in there when people don't rinse out their injector. So that helps it die faster or fail faster.
Yeah.
So those things are easy change. I even did a little video. I think I shared it a few times about a year ago talking about chemical injector 101, troubleshooting 101.
Yeah.
And it just talks about this is where I start. And if this happens, I go here. If this happens, I go here. And it's just a natural flow of what's probably going to happen first. And hopefully it helps you solve this problem quicker.
So we always use the brass general pump hydraulic. That's what we use on all our rigs. That's all we've got. That's all we've used. We've tried some stainless. We didn't like it. It didn't perform the way we like it. We just went back to what we used to. What's your thoughts on the stainless?
I will tell you this. I'm gonna probably hurt some feelings. I use brass.
Okay? Yeah, that's what we use.
The only difference in stainless versus brass is the body itself. Okay. And the body never wears out. Now, the stainless is going to look better for a much longer period of time. So if you're after looks, that's good. But this piece here, again, we keep coming back to this nozzle. I call it nozzle. That piece is stainless, and it's stainless in both. Right. And this is what the high pressure goes through. So this is the only thing that hits. The only thing that high pressure hits is this right here. Okay. So and it's the same in stainless or brass. I mean that's what's in here. So performance wise, there is zero difference. Now this may wear out if you're lucky enough to keep it for a couple of years. This may wear out a little sooner because it's constantly got bleach on it, But most people aren't going to keep it for 2 years. Mine lasts about a year for the most part.
Yeah.
You take care of it. I mean, it's what, $20.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's like, "Well, it only lasted a year." I'm like, "How much money did you make off that injector?" We have rebuild kits, so you can get the ceramic ball in the spring. You can rebuild them. It's like $6-7. That's cheap.
Yeah.
But for us, on our rigs, I'm not taking an hour to rebuild something when it's $20. I've made so much money.
I've got them made up, and all I got to do is just quick connect them loose,
Yes.
and put the other one in place, and hook it back up.
I do rebuild mine when I get home. I don't do it on the job. I carry it forward with me, change it out, and then when I get home or get to the shop, I'll either get my son to do it, or
it's good. It's good to have. It's a good tool to have the rebuild. Just like the those reusable couplers for the hoses. When you're out on the job, they work great.
Yep.
They say they can last a lifetime, but I wouldn't trust it. I would use it and then crimp it and then save the reusable. So there's things out there. I mean, yes, rebuild it's $20. You can get one for $7. But if you have several, you can rebuild. I mean, it doesn't take a long time. But if you're on the job site, it's going to take an hour out there. But at home, it could take 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had people call. It's like I was rebuilding my injector and the spring and the ball popped out. What goes in first? And I'm like, I've never taken one apart. I don't know. Hold on, let me find out.
The ball goes to the There's another ring in there people don't know about, and if it doesn't have it in there, and I've had new ones come without an O-ring and water's just squirting out.
Yes.
But perhaps to me, unless you just want to look pretty,
right?
Stainless doesn't do anything for your performance.
Yeah. So I mean, it's things like this, things you're talking about, little things that you don't think about when you get into a pressure washing business that people should know, they need to know, they have to know. Because if they don't know, they're going to waste a bunch of time. You know how many people come in to the warehouse, they're on a job, soap on the house, something happens, like the injector goes bad, or their O-ring pops out, or their J-rod flies off and they can't find it, and they come in and the house, they got to go back to that job because of something that is simple but necessary. And the gadgets that you teach are things, I mean, do you need all these gadgets to actually pressure wash? You don't. But if you have them, they're more efficient. They're going to make your life easier. And it's a no-brainer because you're going to make more money quicker, and it just makes sense for a business owner.
I mean, you're not gonna go wash all day with a 100-foot hose and not have an extra 100-foot hose on your truck, are you?
Right. And for me,
why go out and spend 8 to 10 hours a day and have one injector on your truck, and something happens and you gotta go all the way. You may be an hour and a half away from home or your shop, whatever, and then you gotta drive all the way back to get it. You got to explain to the customer, well, I got soap on your house and bleach on your house, but I'm going to be back in 3 hours to wash it off because I got to go here. I got to go back to the shop and get the part that went bad on my truck.
Yeah.
It don't look good. So,
have
them on your truck, and you ain't got to worry about explaining stuff to the customer and just swap them out. And
I'll tell you a little gadget we do. We do it more for surface cleaning.
Yeah.
Big areas. A lot of people will take a tennis ball and put it in their gun if it's a long run, to hold it open, versus a Velcro strap or a wire tie, because if something does happen, it'll pop right out and it'll shut off. But I did that, I don't know, probably 15 years ago. I did a lot of concrete, a lot of gas stations and things, and so I put the tennis ball in there, and I'd invariably knock it out and have to go chase it down. So I got smart and lazy. So when it pops out,
look at that.
It just hangs. So those are things we talk about because I sit in my trailer and people see it or see something on there, and what's that for? And I say, well, again, I'm a lazy person, so I don't want to sit down and pick it up. So that's kind of things like that we talk about.
You're the most busiest, laziest person I've ever seen in my life.
But I could send you my dog. My dog would get that ball all the time for you. He might not give it back, but he would bring it to you.
You can take Ruby with you and he go get it.
Now you also talk about running 8-9 gallon got them in machines on one trailer. Do you ever sign those together? Or
Yes.
have you ever? Yeah. You know, uh, we we sell it, but and I have one before this model.
Yep.
Jeff Robertson is the one that makes these,
Yep. We have them.
and he and I was selling one, and you know, and I've probably been doing it 4 or 5 years, selling a Siamese block. And then when he came out with his, I liked his so much better than mine because mine was bigger and heavier and just didn't look as good as this. And he has like a 15 degree. Mine was 30 degrees. His I think was 15 degrees coming in. So it's a pretty good tool for Siamese. And again, you can't Siamese everything, and when you do, there's plus and minus on that as well. But people that do want to Siamese, those are good. It's better than the T with the 290 with the 93
Yeah.
turn. It's just uh, I'm sure it helps flow some, but it's just easier and smaller.
Does he have those, or does he make them? Somebody asked me to get half inch. I didn't have a half inch. Because now
Uh,
guys are like Siamese 2 10s together or 2 8s together, and they want that half inch.
yeah, Jeff makes a half inch. I don't
We do
sell
have a
that.
half.
I don't sell that. I sell it. I sell the 3/8 inch to a half
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, we have the 3/8s. And
Yeah.
also that 3/8s for the surface cleaner. There's a surface, almost looks like that, but for a surface cleaner. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Again, Jeff makes those, and some other
Yeah.
people make them now as well. And so we talk about that, and we talk about something we both sell, and that's a variable surface cleaner kit,
Right.
which is for the right people. That's a great tool. In fact, I got one on my surface cleaner. I just leave it on all the time, and when I need it, I just crack the pressure down. It's so much easier than
Yeah.
doing it the other way. So there's so many gadgets that we talk about and then some of it invariably will bring up one, we didn't think about, and then we'll start talking about it.
Yeah. And that's the good thing about the event is because we do the circuit trainings, you don't have all the people there at once. So you have a smaller group 4 times, and they can ask you, it's like, hey, have you thought about this? And you're like, I have, or no, I haven't, but I will now, and it'll be for sale next year, kind of thing. So, it's everybody talking together and learning from each other, and it's just not that's why we wanted to do this like this is because we want people to learn. I want to learn. I learn something every year. I've been in the industry for over 20 years. You learn something every year, Judd, because you come up with something new every year. And I'm like, did you get that from the event? And you're like, no. I'm like, I bet you did. But, I'm going to start taking commission or something. No, I'm just kidding. No, I just, we do this so we can all grow.
Yep.
You can grow as a manufacturer and making all this stuff to make people's life easier. I can grow because then I can learn more and I can help these younger guys or older guys, whoever's starting out, give them some advice and help them and with the chemicals. And
Yeah.
I get questions all the time like, hey, have you cleaned a TPO roof? I'm like, I have not, but I know somebody has, so I'll give him Anthony's number. So he'll call Anthony, and Anthony's like, this is what I did. It doesn't mean it's the only way to do it. This is what I did, and it worked. So, the training it's not a school. It's not a class. It's more of a dang big old family reunion that we learn from each other, and we see things, and we see new things, and we learn that I've had this on my trailer for 10 years, and I didn't even know what it's for, kind of thing. So it's.
Well, that's why I don't like calling it teaching.
Right.
Because we're not teaching. That's what I thought it was the very first time, and I had this whole plan set up. I realized how dumb I was. Back into it. I said, "Hey, we're going to scrap that. We're going to do this," and it's more just sharing insight from each other, each other's insight, and it's more of a workshop that we all talk about.
Yes.
So, but anyway.
It was good. I always like helping Judd and stuff, and because the people You never know what you're gonna get.
You don't. You don't.
I mean, we was still in Destin, I think, and the hood washer guy come up, and he was very, very cocky, and he wouldn't listen to a word Judd or I was saying. It was his way or the highway, and when his head starts getting red, it's time to say, "Hey, we gotta take a break." So I mean, he was not having it no other way, and then it was so bad that his employees come back and apologize.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Remember that.
For him and everything. But you never know what you're going to get. Hello, Raj. But he's a great. I know he don't like saying teacher, but he's a great teacher. He's got a lot of knowledge and wisdom inside that head of his, and great mentor.
Yeah, that head.
And that head.
Well, I tell you, I wasn't going to say nothing about this. This has got nothing to do with the show, so it may be a shameful personal plug.
Oh, okay. What is it, sir?
We got a shameful plug.
Doug Rucker and I have joined forces, and I'll be sharing his class here in Georgia.
Awesome.
So,
Shane took Doug's class. He's an awesome guy.
yeah, that way people don't have to fly to Texas from Tennessee, Alabama, North Carolina. They can drive here and save a lot of money and get the same exact content. So we're just starting that up.
Awesome. Yay. Let me know. I'll put it all over the place. I'll plug it for you. How many people you want?
That's what I ask Trudy every year. How many people you want?
We want small 4 to 6 people in the class.
Oh, okay.
That way you don't lose sight.
All right. I'll shut it. I won't say nothing.
But anyway, so I just want to get that out there. It'll be on the group later, but I just want people to know that Doug and I become good friends. He's a good guy.
And that's also another thing I love about the industry. And I say this every time: we collaborate with each other, and it makes the industry better. You don't have to be competitors. You don't have to be enemies. You don't have to hate somebody you've never met before in your life. These people. I mean, I've had hate posts on me, and I'm just like, who are you? Like, you don't know me.
Yeah.
I'm a grandma. I'm just like, I meet people.
You get hated on all the time. We're used to it.
And it's sad, but you can work together with somebody that's doing the same thing that you do, and everybody benefits. Everybody benefits.
I could even go one further, and I probably couldn't, but I'm going to. When FlowPro came out, we were the only one out.
Yeah.
Then we had a few people copy it, which is, they caught heck. Levi caught heck for copying it. John Hall caught heck at first, and I could have been the ugly guy and hate them for copying it. Yeah. But in reality, here's what happened: they made me a better. They made FlowPro better. They made it to this versus the China remote. And I thank them for it. And was I frustrated at some of the things that happened? I was frustrated, but not mad. And then I realized it made me better.
Yeah.
And it made FlowPro better. So, and now we have a few other people that have come out with it in recent weeks, which is fine. Because all it do is
I can tell you what, nobody gives better support. It could be a non-FlowPro issue.
Right.
And Judd fixes it. It has nothing to do with FlowPro, but because it's attached to a FlowPro, like we said, it's a FlowPro. And Judd will call them on the job site and answer them. And, it's you can't get that support from a knockoff.
Well,
I don't care who you are.
Well, I appreciate that. But also, it made us better, but it made the product better because now we offer a 2-year warranty on the actuator and on the receiver. And I had one of them call me, how are you doing that? I said, because, A, I charge enough, which I probably should charge more because my costs have gone up. But we charge enough to cover any warranty issues. Now, I've never told anybody this, we've got well over 5,000 of FlowPros out. Okay, we got them. And I did say 5,000. And we got a lot of history of what's going to happen, what's going to go wrong. We're just now getting into the ones that are 3 and 4 years old that are having problems, and we're having to upgrade the actuator ball valve assembly, which is good, but somehow we stumbled back on FlowPro. I don't know how, but
I know. I don't. It just keeps going up. And you know, I tell you what. Every trailer build and every skid build we do, it's got FlowPros on it. 1 or 2 at least.
I mean, they're like worldwide. I mean, they're across the pond.
6 countries.
I know Australia because there's guys that come to the show that from Australia and stuff, and I know they bought one and we had to ship it to them and stuff. So I mean, you know, they're all over the place.
I'll tell you this has been the hardest year to get parts.
No, I bet.
I think we about got it wilted, but we're still. I've had people waiting 8, 9 weeks, and it's, you know, we've never had customs issues until this year, where they're holding up product, and you don't know anything and get an email, hey, this is customs, we have your product. When we get finished, we'll ship it to you, and it could be between 1 and 90 days. That's what they tell you, and you have no idea. So
it's worse than COVID. Like COVID, like,
it's much worse than COVID.
Crazy. Yeah. I mean, we opened Panhandle when everybody was closing down. I don't know what's wrong with this, but we did it. So we don't know what it's like to get a complete order of anything. So when we get a complete order,
even from me,
it's like from everybody. It's like Christmas. I was like, I get to open the box, I get the PO, I'm like, woo, it's all here. And it's like, we're all dancing because we got everything. But usually there's always something missing, and it's not, I mean, right now we've got the little quick connect 1/4-inch quick inline filter. I can't find those anyway. They're back ordered. I don't know, just ordered from 4 different places and still can't get them. So you know what's going to happen in 2 months? I'm going to get 50 of them in.
Yeah. You're going to get a bunch of them.
And it's crazy because I thought, you know, with COVID, with all the supply issues, I thought, okay, it's over. We're good. And now we got the tariffs. And they're all holding it because they want that money. And it's just sitting there. And you're just like, oh, my gosh. Like, can we just get our stuff?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't buy anything from China direct. I buy from suppliers and manufacturers. But it's trickling down, and it just, once their stuff is gone, they're waiting for more, and it's insane. It's like, why are we still having this issue?
Well, I hope we're going to be out of it. I've decided that we're going to make the investment in December and get about a half year's worth of stuff. Now, this year I had double what I had the year before, and I ran out sooner. So, which is a good problem, but it's bad. If you're the end user, it's a bad problem.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everybody. I've only had a couple of people that you know, just couldn't wait, which is fine. And then I had some, and I said, hey, Trudy may have one. Call her, and I'll cancel this order, or call Doug or whoever. And at some point, we're probably going to go to that anyway, where we're supplying vendors only. And that way, I'm dealing with you guys, and it'll help you sell more, and it'll reduce somewhat of my daily job here.
You want to go ahead and put a date on that, and we'll just make it happen.
Oh, and
I think you should do that, and then get a phone, and it's going to have 8 lines, and every line is support for Judd.
Well, one thing we did do on the new FlowPro is we put QR codes on the thing, and I've created about 5 videos for it. Nothing great, but if you're in the field, you just take your camera to it, and it'll take you, hey, if it's changing the ball valve, or if it's, you know, the injector, or if it's pairing the remote, or whatever. It may help you, and it may help me not get a phone call.
Nice.
And not that I mind them, but with 5,000 out, and a lot of them being 3 and 4 years old, they're starting to have problems. Most of my days are installed.
I got 2 on my trailer that's Gen 1, so they might be having problems in a little bit. But we went from inline filters back to FlowPros. I just keep flowing around. I don't know why.
But everybody that's got them on their truck, their trailer, just remember, Judd, he works, he washes, he builds, he's a family man. does everything just like we do. He's a regular person. He is Superman sometimes, but give him time to get to your text messages and your messages and stuff instead of. I can't stand it when somebody, hey, just not judge anybody. Something happens, and first thing I'm gonna do is jump on Facebook.
Yeah.
This is my, you know.
I will tell you that my email got hacked, and I get thousands a day, so I don't even check it right now. And a lot of people send emails, and they'll say, "Hey, they'll text me, I sent you an email," and I need to go on there. Actually, I need to go on there tomorrow or tonight, and say, "Don't email," or take the email off, and just.
Right. He will get back with you. It may take him a day or so.
Yeah.
But we're always here. Our phones are open for any questions or anything. You know, either one. If we can't,
you do more help on FlowPro than probably as much as not as much as I do, but a lot.
Right.
You'll see something on Facebook. Hey, I had a FlowPro issue. He'll say, "Hey, try this, or call Judd," or and do that, and then I'll go in, and once I'm tagged, I'll see it. Because I don't get on there as much as I used to. I just don't have a lot of time.
And we, at Panhandle, we've got the guys that install them. We use them. So we try to troubleshoot there as much as we can. And, if they can't get a hold of Judd, usually they message me, "Trudy, what's going on with Judd? I can't get a hold of him." So I'm like, "Hey, Judd."
I get that too.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the show.
Yeah.
Or call me. Hey, is Judd still alive? I've been trying to get a hold of him for 2 days.
I'm like, "He's just fine. Now I'm worried. Let me call him." But I mean, it's the gadget thing, the classes, all around training at the Panhandle event is designed and made for contractors. I know not one of them is going to sell you a book, and not one of them is going to promise you you're going to make $1 million. I can guarantee that. But they're going to show you what you need to know, how you're going to move forward. I mean, the marketing itself, just the hands-on training on the gadget. See, the sealing, they're going to show you how to do it. They're going to show you how to sell it. The striping, they're going to show you how to do it, how to sell it. Safety is big. I mean, last year we lost 6 contractors just at the end of the year, and that's unnecessary. We don't need to lose people from working. They're working to feed their family. Let's get on the safety. And free certification training from an org is unheard of. That never happens, and it's happening. So, just if you can make it, please try and come. If you can't because you're working, I understand that you need to feed your family. So, last year we had a lot of registrations. A lot of people didn't show up because it was warm. It was in the 60s or 70s in November up north, and their season extended. Yeah. And they called me. "I'm sorry, but I'm like, no, that's what we want you to do. We're trying here to help you get more business and make more money and work. But no, you work. You can come next year. If you are a year out, doesn't matter. But we're here to help you guys benefit and learn and grow your business, and that's all it's about."
Yeah, guys, remember it's November 5th and 6th. Edgewater.
Or Tuesday night before, the Tuesday before.
Yeah, the Tuesday's going to be the extensive class. Good Lord, I can talk. Extensive classes, and that's going to be Tuesday between 1 and 6. The schedules are on the website. You got to sign up for those classes, so make sure you sign up for those classes on Tuesday. The Wednesday and Thursday, just sign up and show up, and we'll show you what you need to do.
All right, I got about another hour in me. How about y'all?
Oh no, I've been up since 3. I got on an airplane. I'm here at Key West.
I'm running on 3 hours sleep, so I doubt that.
Oh yeah,
but don't jump off. We'll chat for a second, guys. It's been a good show. Always love having Judd on the show. A lot of interesting stuff. Y'all go to panhandleexpo.com and get registered for this event. Let's get down there, make this thing happen. Let's make it the biggest one so far. We're going. This is the 5th.
It's the 6th event, 5th year, because I did 2 in 1 year. It's like a crazy person. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Well, that's January and November, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was January, and then we moved it to November. So 1 year we had 2 in 1 year.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, we look forward to seeing y'all in Panama City Beach the 4th, 5th, and 6th. So y'all get down there. Let's make it happen. Everybody have a good night.
Good night, guys.
Thank you.
Sipping on straight